introduction said, my name is Jennifer Reed. It is not spelled R-E-I-D, but R-E-E-D. I have no relation to Harry Reid. I just have to make that clarification in Nevada. That's all right. All right. But thank you for being here today to support equal opportunity and respect for all human beings, regardless of biological sex or any other what is considered differences that we create hierarchies over. I feel grateful and proud to be here in Las Vegas with you here today. It's a sunny, beautiful day, but at the same time, I feel a bittersweet sadness and righteous anger over the circumstances that have brought us together to be here today at this important historic event. It's awesome to be here at the same time. It sucks to have to be here to repeat the same crap over and over again. I joined you this afternoon as a sex, gender, and sexuality scholar that's working on my PhD at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, one of the final stages in the field of sociology, and I'm an instructor there. Woo! But more importantly, I join you here today as a woman. I join you as a daughter, as a sister, an aunt, a partner, a mother, a grandmother, and an avid feminist social justice activist for progressive change. Yeah! Just a little over a week ago, we celebrated the 40th anniversary of Title IX in the United States. Just a little background, Title IX is a portion of the Education Amendments of 1972 in the U.S. legislation that stated that no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. Okay, this was a historic moment, and this was just 1972 that we achieved this. I had the honor of meeting and hearing a powerhouse panel of women community leaders speak for a local celebration of the Title IX, including the first woman president of UNLV, Dr. Carol Harder, geosciences scholar who is now executive vice president of UNLV Public Lands Institute, Dr. Peg Rees, and the first woman to serve as senior vice president for the championships in education services with the NCAA, Judy Sweet. It was quite an honor to meet these powerhouse women that have made such historic changes. The stories these women shared were truly inspiring. Every one of them told stories about overcoming extremely difficult circumstances and often very hostile climates to women to achieve steps toward equal opportunity that led to the passing of Title IX. The reason I talk about this is it was wonderful to hear these stories, and we need to keep these stories alive so that we don't forget where we came from and we don't allow these things to regress. The sentiment echoed by all of these women in sharing their stories was, we must remember. If we forget what has come from before, if we forget where we've come from, we risk losing what we have gained as women. So we must share our stories and keep the memories of history alive for the younger generations. So in the spirit of sharing women's stories, I want to share a little piece of some of their stories and then some of my own. One of the stories that Carol Harder shared was that when she applied for graduate school, she received a rejection letter that actually said in the letter, you have a child and you could get pregnant with another child while you're in graduate school and then not finish. Therefore, we're rejecting you from graduate school. That was legal to do at that time, okay? We don't think about those things so much anymore. We need to remember, we're seeing not just an attack on the reproductive health of women, but we're also seeing attacks on education, okay, which has been the major system for social mobility that's allowed women and other people, all other people, to move upward and advance in society. Okay, so I think these two things are very linked. The war on education is linked to the war on reproductive health. Okay.
Remember her? Well, maybe not.
So, and also in the spirit of sharing stories, Dr. eat together at the country club because she was a woman. They did not allow them to go in and eat. Well, if she was to come in with you, you can have your meeting. So they had to move, well, they chose to move their meeting, thankfully, then to, but these are things that are recent in history. Things that we just think of as, that are just right today, as we should, but that could be repealed. And we see this regressive kind of inklings of things happening that are very scary, and we must remember that these are things from before that have been won, and we need to hold on to them and remember where we came from so that this cannot change back to the way it was before, that we move forward, that we have progress, that we do not regress. Also, I just want to talk a little bit about where I come from. I came to Las Vegas in 2008 to work on my PhD.
You're talking about Olivia.
But I came from a very bumpy background myself. I grew up in a small rural town in Appalachian County in Ohio. I'm the first woman from my family to attend college. So I come from... Thank you. It has allowed me to have upward mobility. It has allowed me to come from extreme poverty to move up. I had my first child at age 17. Okay? I was told several times that I could not go to college and raise kids at the same time. Why should we have to make those choices? We should be able to do both, but that should be a choice. I'm not saying that everybody should have children and go to school. It is a difficult road. We should have the ability to make the choice to have birth control and not have a child at the same time we go to school. But if we want to have a child and go to school, we should be able to do that as well. That should be our choice. They're our bodies. The technology is there. We can have support systems for it. The only thing that stands in the way is all oppressive ideology that we're seeing rear their ugly heads again right now, that we must pay attention to and work against actively. So I graduated in the late 80s from high school and immediately went to college. They said I had a young child already. I was looked at with, like, I had 9 heads oftentimes when I would come to campus with the child with me. And I was asked several times, like, where I came from. People couldn't place me as far as, like, what country are you from? Where are you from? Are you a foreign student? Because they couldn't even understand how I could be on campus taking classes and have a child at the same time. So it's come a long way from there. It was kind of a side joke. My sister got me a t-shirt that had, the old Marvin Martian character from Bugs Bunny that said the University of Mars on it that she had since she gave